Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wealthy Habits, the place where we keep finance simple, practical, and totally achievable. If you want real financial clarity, you are absolutely in the right place. Okay, today's topic is one that affects millions of people quietly and often painfully because we'll talk about how to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and most importantly, how to do it with small, realistic steps that anyone can start today. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a plan that finally breaks the cycle, a plan that gives you control instead of panic, and a plan that doesn't require big income, huge sacrifices, or perfect discipline. Let's begin this journey, and trust me, if you follow these steps, this can look very different only within months. Here's what you get from today's video and why it matters. You'll gain clear money awareness, meaning you'll finally understand where your money goes instead of wondering why it disappears. You'll learn simple habits that keep you in control even on your busiest, most stressful months. You learn the exact steps that break the paycheck cycle. You'll get strategies to reduce month end pressure and create breathing room. And finally, you'll walk away with a plan that you can start today, even if things feel tight right now. Okay, most people aren't living paycheck to paycheck because they are irresponsible or bad with money, but there are deeper, more structural reasons behind it. And the first reason is impulsive spending habits. These are not huge purchases, but small, frequent emotional decisions that add up invisibly. The second is ignoring monthly expenses. People know their big bills, but forget subscriptions, renewals, fees, and mini expenses. The third is high cost of living. Rent, food, utilities. Everything has climbed and salaries haven't kept up. The fourth is low saving priority because most people intend to save, but they save only if there is something left, and there never is. The fifth is irregular or unstable income, such as freelancers, part timers, teachers, seasonal workers. Even one bad month can break all the momentum. And the sixth is lack of financial planning. Not because people don't want to plan, but because nobody taught us how. Now, let's look at how a typical month actually feels because this is where the cycle becomes visible. Let me lay out a framework, one that captures a situation we've all found ourselves in. So, the month starts with good intentions. You tell yourself, this month I'll be careful. But money begins to slip away on its own, such as small purchases, coffee runs, transport, groceries, and the list goes on. The bills hit all at once: rent, utilities, insurance, so everything lands together. Then, of course, a small surprise breaks the plan: a medical cost, a birthday gift, a repair, or a last minute outing. And suddenly, the end of month feels tight, stressful, and exhausting. And when the next paycheck arrives, the cycle repeats. But today, I'm going to show you how to finally shut this cycle down. Your first step is something small but powerful: a cash flow buffer. Now, think of it as a mini cushion, the amount you save before you build an emergency fund. This is important. This is usually between 100 to 300 euros, small enough to be achievable and big enough to protect your month. So, what's the purpose? So the purpose is, of course, to stop relying on credit cards, overdrafts, or borrowing when something tiny goes wrong. Remember that a buffer is your first line of defense against surprises, the thing that keeps your month stable. And once that's in place, you can build something bigger. Your emergency fund is your real safety net. Aim for 1 to 3 months of essential expenses, not your full lifestyle, of course, but the basics you need to survive a crisis. Keep it in a separate savings account so it's not mixed with daily money. And the golden rule is that you don't touch it unless it involves health, job loss, or truly urgent repairs. This is the system that protects your life, your mental health, and your long term plans. Now, let's make savings effortless because automation is your best friend, especially if you struggle with consistency. Automate your savings the day you get paid. This is the pay yourself first principle. So, for instance, set a 50 euro or a 100 euro percentage of your income to move automatically. Also, automate your bills because it helps you avoid late fees, missed payments, and unnecessary stress. And when automation is in place, you stay consistent even on your worst month. Now, let's talk about what really speed things up because you don't need a second job, but what you actually need is one small additional income stream. Even 50, 100, or 2,000 euro per month can reduce pressure massively. Some ideas are online teaching, selling digital products, freelancing, content creation. It could be social media or marketing tasks or virtual assistants. Start with something simple and scalable. And the goal isn't to work more, it's actually to create a little extra breathing room. And now, the habit that supports everything. This is the rule every financially stable person uses, whether they know it or not. And it's the personal spending threshold rule. So choose your spending threshold 10, 20, 30, or 50, whatever makes sense to you. And here's the rule if something costs more than your threshold, don't buy it immediately, but wait for 24 hours. If you still want it, buy it. But if not, you've just saved yourself money. This builds discipline and reduces impulse buying. And yes, it saves more money than complicated budgeting apps. Now, let's bring everything together. Here's your financial roadmap in summary. Small steps create wins because they build momentum without overwhelming you. Track your spendings so you stay in control. Simple budgeting guides your decisions, not restriction, but clarity. Cut waste wherever possible because that feeds up cash and cash becomes your buffer. And even a small buffer reduces stress and instability. Now, let's pause and reflect. So, these questions are designed to help you understand your own situations better. Question number one. Which of the 6 reasons we discussed feels most familiar to you? Question number two. Do you currently track where your money goes? Question number three. What is one habit you know you should improve but haven't started yet? Question number four. If you had a 100 or 200 euro buffer, how would it change your stress level this month? And if you've ever found yourself in a similar situation like this, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. Now, let's look at some common mistakes people make, and most importantly, how you can avoid them. Here are the traps most people fall into when they try to get ahead financially. And the first is skipping the tracking step, because without tracking, you're trying to fix a problem you can't fix. The second is setting goals too big too fast. Massive targets lead to burnout, but small targets lead to progress. The third is using savings for non emergencies, such as birthdays, dinners, shopping. These slowly destroy your progress. And the fourth is relying on motivation instead of systems. So, systems like automation. But motivation fades and systems stay. And now, let me show you a powerful example. Let's look at a realistic story, a story which many people can relate to. So, this is Maria. She started with a simple €100 cash buffer. Nothing crazy, just the first small step. Every month, Maria saved a fixed amount, even if it was small. She created one small extra income stream, not a big one, just something manageable. And she became more aware of her spending. And what's the result? Small, consistent steps created her financial stability. Now, imagine this applied to your own life. Did anything in this story feel uncomfortably true? Let me know in the comments. Imagine yourselves now 6 months or even a year from now. Less stress at month ends, a small buffer that protects you against anything, more control over your spendings, reduced dependency on credit cards, and your first real steps toward long-term financial freedom. Well, this is the future that consistency creates. If you found this helpful, subscribe to stay updated with more clear and practical financial tips. Start your first buffer today, even small ones count, and comment below, what is one small step you'll take this week?